Well, welcome to Manchester United video. I hope you share with me some of the great moments of the season. And what I've done is I've picked up several games over the season, which I think, and I'm sure you will agree, they were absolutely enthralling, exciting, and entertaining matches, full of action, drama, controversy. So sit back and enjoy them with me. I know you will. Sheffield one of the harder games I've always experienced over the years at our club. In fact, until I came to the club, we hadn't beaten them for 28 years.
Beautifully done, the killer touch of the lethal finisher. Nielsen's back pass, Giggs might take full advantage of this. United go ahead. It's a good looking ball, Keane's cross, clean across the face of goal, and it's a goal! Brian McClare has scored for Manchester United! Flick from Cantona to Hughes, wow! What a goal!
Sheffield, Man United, week games, particularly at Hillsborough, have always been fantastic games over the last few years. I mean, when I came down, we won 4-2 there. They've beaten us 3-2. We drew 3-3 last season, and this season we beat them 3-2 at Hillsborough, which was a really fabulous game. First half was very mundane stuff, really, in comparison with the previous encounters with Sheffield Wednesday. But they get the opening just after half time when Bart Williams had a shot from 20 odd yards, which scrimmed under Peter Schmeichel's body. But we responded brilliantly after that.
Still up there, headed away and back in by Ince. Good saving in the classic 6-yard line position, cuts down the angle, needed every inch of it. Good shot from Ince. Side. Good jump by Walker. Foul on Bart Williams. Ince the offender. And here's Sinton. Sheridan. Wilson on the overlap. 4 to his left if he wants to cross. Hyde going in to make a 5th. And coming forward Palmer. Plenty forward now. Bart Williams couldn't turn. Disappointing end when the ball was eventually knocked back. And Hyde, 1 goal this season, last Saturday. Sinton. Sheridan. Waddle. 3 ahead of him. Get past in, so uses Sheridan. And some space, and the pass back to King. And Waddle has worked his way over to this touchline. And plays a good cross in, which Bruce puts out for the corner. Patient build-up by Sheffield Wednesday. Sinton takes it short. There's a better angle now. And the header was only just wide. Hyde to Waddle. The old master and the young master. And there's the answer. But he hasn't got the throw-in he was looking for. Lovely little bit of byplay there. Testing each other's skills, enjoying the outcome. Giggs made the pass well, made the run well, and now he's got Sharp in, and Sharp has pulled it wide. Woods didn't touch it. Very good run by Giggs. He was well found, he fed Sharp in. Sharp didn't hit the target. Sinton. Quickly taken, and Bart Williams puts Sheffield Wednesday in front. The quickly taken free kick caught Manchester United, slipped through to Bart Williams. 1-0 to Sheffield Wednesday. The 19-year-old gets his third goal of the season. And Wednesday's star in the ascendant at the moment. Wednesday's star with the ball at his feet too. So it's Waddle to Hyde. Snap shot by Nilsson, hit Pallister, and the rebound has fallen for Keane. And he sets Sharp away. 3 to his right. And there's a very well taken equaliser by Mark Hughes. Beautifully done. The killer touch of the lethal finisher. Cross perhaps shouldn't have been allowed to carry it all the way. But when it reached Hughes, he knew exactly what he wanted to do and did it beautifully. Sheridan back to Sinton. Bart Williams just right ahead of him through the middle. Here's Waddle. And Waddle now gets into the box. Past Irwin. Good cross. Good save. Because Waddle is in the mood. To Giggs. Sheridan. King. Interesting cross. It was Bart Williams who met it. And a good day, Chris Bart Williams. That was well done by Keane for Cantona. Very tight, but Hughes needed just an inch and found the net. Mark Hughes again demonstrates that you cannot afford to let him see the goal. Mark Hughes takes his total for the season to 5, and Manchester United take the lead. A few moments at the start of the half, Sheffield Wednesday saw 3 points in their grasp, but against a defence as good as Manchester United's, they've got an awful lot of work to get them back now. They're hard at it. Waddle frustrated, throws his arms in the air as Sharp carries the ball over halfway for United. Ince. Cantona's dummy. Lovely little ball from Cantona. Giggs can make it 3 very easily with that trusted left foot, given the benefit of another beautiful help-yourself ball from Eric Cantona. Should have been a pass to Waddle. When it didn't reach him, Manchester United were able to bring it out of their own half, and Cantona and then Giggs finished it off in style. It's 3-1. referee has never been very far away from the heart of the action in this game. And here's Bart Williams free again! And Bart Williams was within a couple of feet of turning it into his second goal of the game. Now Waddle sets off. Good ball. Oh. I don't think I've ever seen a man jump for so many high balls that are just too high. Walker to Waddle and back. Now Williams. Pallister is adjudged to have fouled Bart Williams. Four minutes to go. They get back into the game thanks to Mark Bright managing at last to get on the end of one.
I'm not supposed to score strikers' goals, so they tell me, but there were two nice finishes, so I'm quite pleased with them.
I mean, we threw it away. I thought we were in a nice position. It was quite an open game in a way, but I thought if anyone was going to score, it was us. We got the goal, and then, as I said, we had lapse of concentration in into 1, 2, 3.
We know we've still got to play to a high level and put the effort in, but we're all enjoying our football. I mean, if you can't enjoy playing in the team that we've got now, there must be something wrong.
Getting to the cup final was a long road. We enjoyed it. Marvellous games. I was able to use all my pool throughout the season. But in the semi-final, we were more sort of back to our normal team. Sheffield wins the first leg, beating 1-0 from a superb Ryan Giggs goal. And then in the second leg, when we were missing Eric Cantona with an injury, we decided to play a three-man midfield and absolutely one of our best performances of the season. Right from the word go, we were so determined, positive. The attacking football was really of a high standard.
And away we go. Simon Coleman with an early pass back to Kevin Pressman. Alex Ferguson telling me this morning the target for United is just to win this game, not to worry about by how many, but to win it. And then he feels they will be firmly in the driving seat for the second leg in Sheffield. Simpson, Parker with him. Well, the clearance only comes as far as Carlton Palmer. White tries to turn his man. Ince is pulled down. It's a free kick.
Of course, Simpson and Parker know all about each other, won't they, from their QPR days?
Indeed. Kanchelskis, a little flick on again from Cantona. Hughes waiting in the middle.
I think it's very important when Kanchelskis gets possession that Sheffield try and push him inside. You know, I don't think they can allow him to go on the outside.
But here he is. He's got inside Coleman this time. Stopped by Pressman, cleared by Palmer. Just for a moment, Wednesday were in a bit of trouble.
I think Simon Coleman gave himself up a little bit on the challenge, didn't he? Threw himself in. All he's got to do is focus on the ball. Don't make the first move. Let Kanchelskis make the first move. So he's given himself up there. Good hard drill across, and lucky for Sheffield, nobody's following him.
Keane, Palmer, I think seeking a bit of retribution there, to be fair, on Roy Keane.
There's a few tempers in there, isn't there? The two central midfield players for United can dish it out if necessary. Palmer and Heidi. Young Heidi can get his foot in as well. He can get stuck in.
Here's Keane. Palmer closing in on him quickly, but Keane has released it to Irwin on the far side. Giggs has gone hugging that touchline. It's with Pallister. Keane again. Back to Bruce. Pallister being really hustled there by Hurst. Irwin keeps it in play. Giggs tries to knock it back to the Irish fullback, but it's Waddle now for Sheffield Wednesday. Here's Mark Bright. Parker getting it to Cantona. Again a little touch by Cantona. Picking out Hughes. Keane getting it forward again. Cantona being chased by Walker. Finds Parker. Again a delicate touch and a good one by Cantona. Here's Roy Keane to Ryan Giggs for Manchester United. The back heel, White release Irwin. He's got Nielsen to deal with. Finds Keane again. Now Cantona. Waddle right back there helping out for Wednesday. Needed at the moment too. Hughes to Parker. Everybody except Schmeichel in the Wednesday half of the field at the moment. Ince to Keane again. Cantona just wanting that final devastating pass and can't find it. And Wednesday might bring it away. No, it's White couldn't get possession. It was with Keane and now Parker towards Hughes. Walker got in quickly that time. Carlton Palmer to Andy Sinton. Waddle.
He's not Chris at his best, is it? I mean, that is his game, picking it up and threading through balls for runners, but a bit sloppy there, Chris. But he does get into that little space behind his own strikers, and that's a difficult position sometimes for Man United to pick up.
Bruce. Alex Ferguson. Walker. It's with a header. Giggs touching it down. Hughes knocking it forward. Cantona chasing. And in the end, Nielsen putting it over his own goalkeeper. Probably the best option for him because he wasn't quite sure. Well, he knew that somebody was behind him and breathing down his neck as well. Corner taken. It's with Giggs. It deflected. It's deflected again. Waddle has hit it back into the danger zone. And in the end, it was Pearce who got it away under a lot of pressure from Steve Bruce.
Referee's flag for a free kick on that. That would be an interesting one, that, because obviously something appears to have gone off while the ball's been in another vicinity. Going back to that Nielsen thing, I don't think he did mean to shove it wide, you know. I honestly think he didn't know where Pressman was. I think he just thought he was going to knock a general direction ball back to his keeper.
Well, it's a goal kick and it's Pressman, or rather a free kick, and it's Pressman with it. Oh, Nielsen's back pass. Giggs might take full advantage of this. United go ahead. Ryan Giggs, the scorer. The error by Roland Nielsen.
Well, that's incredible. They've already had one little warning, haven't they? The little mix-up between Nielsen and Pressman before. And on that, I thought Ryan Giggs, when he set off on his run, wasn't really, he was going on a hopeful run. I don't think he really thought there was anything in it for him. Roland Nielsen here squabbles the pass, knows what's around, squabbles it. I think Kevin himself might have been a little bit hesitant, perhaps a bit afraid of giving a penalty away, which they can do in that situation.
But what terrific acceleration in the first place by Giggs, and a wonderful placement of the ball from that angle.
I don't think he really made up his mind until he thought the ball was halfway between, that there was a chance for him. Then, as you say, accelerated brilliantly, and a terrific tight finish.
Paulitz, a long ball, beautifully played. A beautiful ball there by Giggs for Kanchelskis. Hughes in the middle. Kanchelskis in the middle. It was Keane who came flying in at the far post.
This is good play. Coleman lets him back off, gets his drive in, and I think if that had hit Keane on the head, he would have burst the net and broke his neck at the same time. He does fire them across Kanchelskis when he gets to the end of it.
Ball still in play. Two marginal decisions there. Both times I think the linesman was right. Both times he almost raised his flag, and in fact David Hurst having a word with the linesman there. In fact he felt it had gone out, but I think the linesman both times was spot on. Kanchelskis. Coleman getting it down the line. Now Hurst. He's got no support up there, and he's got Cantona after him, and he virtually pulled Cantona's shirt off his back.
David Hurst is a strong guy and he's quick. And I tell you what, he's been muscled out with that by Cantona. This is a lesson for any player in the game. Look at Cantona. I think Cantona's actually fouled him. I think he has stiff-armed him a little bit. But the aggression in his running for a player that everybody associates with flair and class.
Hughes. They'll come for Irwin. Play towards Cantona, looking to get in behind Walker. Giggs is in there too. There's Giggs lifting it towards Cantona. Beautifully stolen there by him. Hughes with his speciality volley over the head, but this time safety into the arms of Pressman. But the skill of Cantona killing that ball.
Phenomenal touch, phenomenal. We've seen the two best parts of him, or two different parts of him. Strong running back.
This is the bit I like. This is the bit I like here.
He wasn't offside here, you know, and I think Chris Waddles had a little pop at the line. But that is excellent skill. I must admit, once he pulled it down, I thought there was a goal on its way.
Nielsen. Well, switching it to the left side to Coleman. Can Sheffield Wednesday find something in the last minutes of this first half? Hyde. Waddle towards Hurst. Now Hurst might be on something here. Well, it bounced very conveniently in the end for Schmeichel, but just for a moment it looked as though it was on that lethal right boot of David Hurst.
Look at that for a ball from Waddle. We've talked about Cantona, but he's done exactly the same for Wednesday. Well brought down, set up. Whether he's been put out by the flying challenge, I don't know, but I would have bet my life on Hurst here because he does take it well. Although people think he's left side, he scores an awful lot of goals off his right foot. And it looks maybe as if there's been a bit of a squeeze back to the keeper there, you know. Maybe Hurst's shot took a slight deflection.
I think it did. Referee's played nearly 2 minutes of time added on. Bruce hitting it towards Cantona. Pallister's in there too. And there goes the half-time whistle. Well, as Ron says, not the greatest game, but there's a lot of pressure on both sides. It's a big occasion game. Kevin Pressman beaten by Ryan Giggs' sole goal in this first half after a bad back pass by Roland Nielsen really exposed the Sheffield Wednesday defence, but Giggs doing absolutely superbly.
Well, I think that United deserve to be in front just slightly, but it's disappointing to lose a goal like that. You can do all the planning in the world, but you can't legislate for a mistake like that. But I think that you know, if it stayed at 1-0, I wouldn't be too disappointed.
Yeah, the manager's always saying, you know, you've got to look for your goals, you've got to earn your goals. So if there's any, you know, if someone's had a shot, you've got to follow in case the keeper drops it. If there's any back passes, you know, following because the keeper could miss the ball. So that's what I did. I just followed the ball, and luckily it fell to me.
He's got a great awareness and sense that someone's going to make a mistake. And I think he sensed that Nielsen was unsure about what to do with it when it was coming over his shoulder. And he's bobbled the ball back to his goalkeeper, and of course, he's in.
Pressman with the goal kick for Sheffield Wednesday. Hyde getting the ball from Bright. Here's Waddle. Arching one in again. Hurst trying to get there, causing a few problems. It might come for Hurst still. That was some excellent defending. Roy Keane right back. Just for a moment though, Sheffield Wednesday look as though they might have got into a very, very dangerous position there. It looked as though it was going to fall for Hurst, but in the end,
I think it's the first time we've seen Bright come to life in the box.
Here's Wednesday's corner. Played short to Hyde. Waddle trying to get to the byline, but Owen had spotted that one and got it away for Manchester United. Roland Nielsen, due to go back to his native Sweden at the end of this season. Saying also you thought the Wednesday fans were a little subdued so far this afternoon.
Yeah, I would guess that the Wednesday fans, alongside probably with the Geordies, are as noisy as they can be, and whether it's the general mood of the game, whether it's the weather, if this goes in, they'll be cheering.
Sinton, can Hurst get on the end of it? Can Sinton? Well, there have been a few little problems in defence for Manchester United in the opening couple of minutes of this second half that outstripped the whole of the first half put together. Giggs with another mazy run, but Pearce and Hyde between them, following Trevor Francis's instructions, holding off Ryan Giggs. So nothing came of that. Away go United again. Kanchelskis. Now this time he looks as though he's got the legs of Palmer. There's the cross. Keane was coming in fast. Cantona was poised, and Sheffield Wednesday were more than happy to concede the corner. Ince on the edge of the box, and the header, I think it was Des Walker, in fact, who got the Sheffield Wednesday header in. Here's Hurst. Turning away from Pallister this time, getting away from the challenge of Ince. Spraying out the ball for Sinton. But look at Kanchelskis getting back there. Oh, Parker for the moment has lost his footing, but recovered it in time to find Kanchelskis, whose little ball finds Keane. Back to Kanchelskis, back to Keane as United comes storming forward now. The ball for Ince. Now for Hughes. Kanchelskis on the far side, a great move this one. Can Kanchelskis keep it in play? He can. There's the cross. Oh my goodness, it almost came to Cantona, and in the end it was Giggs, and it came off the defender Des Walker for the corner. What a great bit of football.
Well, there we saw it going one end of the field to the... He's a superb cross with the ball, Kanchelskis. Actually, all the players that we attended to miss it. Carlton Palmer takes over much of a touch and then manages to redeem himself with the deflection.
Giggs again, floated in. Palmer guarding that near post and getting it away. Bart Williams still looking for his first real touch. Loses it to Pallister. Giggs playing it in. Bright right back there, getting it clear. Still Manchester United in possession. I think is it Ince who's taken a knock on the head. Meantime, Kanchelskis. Deflection, and Cantona was almost in at the far post.
I suppose it's fair to say with the fella Cantona, he is a bit of a Scarlet Pimpernel, isn't he? I was watching him earlier, he's dropping off short, and then all of a sudden when he develops into wide areas, he tries to pull on the back of Andy Pearce. Andy Pearce has a little tendency to ball watch.
Bart Williams. Ince picks it up for Manchester United. Pearce changed his mind. United look as though they're going to stretch their unbeaten run to 31 games. Indeed they have. Question is it enough to take to that second leg in Hillsborough in 10 days' time? Ryan Giggs, the scorer of that all-important goal, and how well he took it in the first half. Good battling performance by Sheffield Wednesday without too many attempts on goal. But all set up now for a terrific second leg at Hillsborough on Wednesday week.
Both these clubs have reached the final of this competition twice in the last 3 years. But if Wednesday are to overcome United tonight over 90 minutes, they'll need to beat them by 2 clear goals, and that's something no side has managed for 18 months, a total of 91 games. That's the size of the job facing Sheffield Wednesday in the blue and white stripes, who'll kick off in front of a full house 35,000 crowd here at Hillsborough, and a really tremendous atmosphere. Coleman, played on by Palmer, and Hurst in possession for Sheffield Wednesday. Useful ball as he tries to release Sinton, who's moved over to the right to try and attack Dennis Irwin, whose fitness obviously is a problem for United. They thought he had a strained back muscle which might have kept him out. Coleman coming forward to receive the throw. Difficult situation there for Keane. Turn forward towards Hurst, and the whistle has gone. The free kick has gone against the Sheffield Wednesday man for a foul on Paul Parker. Opportunity to say welcome to Kevin Keegan. Kevin, if we get half as good a game as we had between Aston Villa and Tranmere, we're in for another cracker.
That's right, Alan. That was a terrific tie. I'm sure, looking at the personnel on the field here tonight, I think we can hope for every bit as much in terms of entertainment. Whether we'll get quite the same sort of finish at the end, I don't know. It may be too much to ask for. But if this was a game of chess, you'd say they'd exchange queens early on, because no doubt Chris Waddle is very, very important for Sheffield Wednesday. And the fact that Cantona is not playing for Man United, it's like exchanging queens in a game of chess.
Giggs looking for Hughes. Headed clear by Walker. Bart Williams takes over for Sheffield Wednesday. No free kick. The Sheffield Wednesday fans furious. This is Coleman. And again from Palmer. Parker gets there first for United. And finds Hughes. Typical Hughes, so strong in the challenge. And then a foul on Ince. Free kick to Manchester United. But vintage Mark Hughes and vintage Paul Ince, who always reacts rather angrily to those sort of challenges, and the referee's going to have a word with him.
I think they're a little bit disappointed that he didn't play advantage here, but I think he wants to clamp down early on, as he did. Anybody who saw the game Wimbledon against Man United in the FA Cup, he clamped down very early on, did David Ellery, and because of that I think we got a good game of football.
Graham Hyde, who committed the foul, also had a telling off from referee Ellery. Ince is there again and finds Hughes. There's a good-looking ball. Keane's cross, clean across the face of goal, and it's a goal! Brian McClare has scored for Manchester United with only 4 minutes gone. Kevin.
Well, this is a terrific ball, but there's still a lot to do for Keane on his weaker foot, but this is very hard to defend. And it's amazing, they leave Cantona out, in comes McClare, and after what, 2 or 3 minutes, he's put them really on the road to Wembley. It's a bit of a mountain now for Sheffield Wednesday.
Well, strangely enough, Brian McClare, as I mentioned before the kick-off, is United's leading scorer in this competition. That's his 4th goal. And quite a lot of those appearances have only been as a substitute. Well, how does Sheffield Wednesday cope with this problem now? They're 2 behind on aggregate. The only consolation for them, as Brian McClare has really brought a ceiling of silence almost around Hillsborough, is that they have figured in some high-scoring games against Manchester United in recent seasons.
Just look at the quality of that ball. I mean, very, very difficult for a goalkeeper to defend at any time. But when you think it's happened in the first couple of minutes of the game, it's even more difficult. He's not warmed up. It came actually from, I think it was Walker giving it away, but they were really punished, probably more than any other side in this country could punish him, because there was still a lot to do once he'd given it away.
Manchester United with this incredible record, 33 games without defeat in all competitions. Kanchelskis for them. One back by Pearce. Giggs continued to apply the pressure to such an extent that David Hirst actually lost his boot. And no free kick has been given with Wednesday in possession. Only one goal for David Hirst this season because he's been out injured for so long. And how they need him to return to goal-scoring form tonight. Done it well for that one. And gets it back again from Bright. Now Hyde. Nielsen. His mistake, of course, let in Ryan Giggs for the winning goal in the first leg. It's good football again from Manchester United, the champions of England. Coleman's header clear. Difficult bounce for Bright. And Ince wins it off Hirst. Parker. Palmer with the interception. And gets it back from Hirst. This is good football from Sheffield Wednesday. Sinton has Nielsen on the overlap. The cross aimed to Bright on the near post. And he got there ahead of Schmeichel. Giggs. The challenge by Hyde was a good one, but then the cross was wasted. It's good football again from Manchester United, and a lovely ball almost to release Giggs down the left. It was read though by Andy Pearce. Now Hyde. Bright. Keane in the right place for United. And now Parker. Carlton Palmer. That's a foul, there's no doubt about that. Late challenge by Bruce on Mark Bright.
Yeah, it's not a bad challenge, but it's a sort of challenge that David Ellery, more than most referees, stamps out early on. And then he sets the pattern for the rest of the game, which hopefully will see a lot of good football, because there's some fascinating duels out there. Sinton against Irwin. Hirst up front against the likes of Pallister. Hirst, who Manchester United once tried to sign. So, you know, there's a lot of interesting duels out there.
Bart Williams' free kick was a useful one, but met first by Bruce. And Chelskis with a curious header. And he's kept the pressure on his side. Sinton. Gets it back from Carlton Palmer, or at least that was the intention, but it was very well read. And that's a great ball to release Kanchelskis, and they've got three forward on the break here, United, and they're galloping into spaces again, and it's crossed towards Kanchelskis. They've done it.
It's a terrific goal, Alan. I don't know how he squeezed it in. Kanchelskis, he's not renowned for heading, but it's such a good ball from Ryan Giggs. I think Pressman had set himself for the shot here. Watch this ball from Kanchelskis. And he doesn't stop running. There's a lot to do. Keeper thinks he's going to shoot, and what a beautiful ball back. And it's Kanchelskis who squeezes it in.
It went in off Des Walker, but the execution of that counter-attacking goal, beautiful cross, wasn't it, from Giggs, to pick out his opposite winger, and via the defender, Kanchelskis squeezes it in, and incredibly here, Manchester United are leading by 2-0 on the night, and 3-0 on aggregate, with only 11 minutes played. Well, nothing is impossible in football, but Sheffield Wednesday are facing just about an impossible task now, surely. Kanchelskis for United, scorer of their second goal. And now Parker. Ince. Keane. McClare. That's a foul on Hughes. The referee says play on, and that's certainly a foul. This is going to be another moment of danger for Sheffield Wednesday. It's a good position for United. They've got some very clever players from free kicks, the likes of Irwin, Keane himself, Giggs of course. It's Giggs. It's just a little bit too high, but give him time and he'll get the range right. Scored the goal, of course, in the first leg. And if people thought then that one goal wasn't going to be enough for Manchester United tonight, well, they'll have to think again now, I suspect.
Seeing that goal again, Alan, and we'll be seeing a lot of this one. That is just a beautiful flighted ball, but it's still a difficult angle. But Pressman had such a job getting back that he couldn't just get to it. And you do feel now that Man United, you know, you need to play them 3 or 4 matches to get possibly 3 goals against them, and they've got something like 75 minutes. It's a tough order.
Quarter of an hour gone, and it's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Manchester United 2. With United leading 3-0 on aggregate and playing quite superbly already. Problem here for the defender, and then for Pressman, who didn't really want it in that situation, from Pearce. Well, people keep wondering when Manchester United are going to hit a bad patch this season. Kevin Pressman doesn't know the answer to that one either. Played a total of 43 games this season in all competitions, Manchester United, and lost only 2. Sheffield Wednesday at the moment have no answer to this brand of Manchester United football. Although it all went wrong there, and Keane found it hitting his own chin, but they've still kept possession with Ince. It's a great run. Danger here for Wednesday!
Deflection, got a deflection, otherwise that would have also, maybe Pressman would have been picking that one out. A terrific run from Ince here. He's got the strength to shrug off Carlton Palmer, and then he goes right for the jugular. And watch this, he just gets a deflection off of Coleman and just goes wide.
Well, they're looking absolutely irresistible at the moment, Manchester United, and we've only had 16 minutes. Sheffield Wednesday have been stunned. Kanchelskis, and then Giggs. They're so good at keeping possession. I think that was sheer frustration there by Bart Williams. Just had a little bit of a nibble at Kanchelskis' ankles.
Yeah, the danger signals are there, Alan, for them, aren't they? Because they've actually got to push out. They've got to try and take the game to United, but that could be fatal.
Alistair almost found McClare in a good position. Now Nielsen, and he's saying, look, who do I hit? I've got no one to pass to. And he had to go back to Walker. Parker covering in the middle for United. And it's Ole football already by Manchester United. They just keep winning it back, stroking it around. And Sheffield Wednesday at the moment are chasing shadows. It's delightful to watch. McClare, Hughes has continued his run, he's in a good position in the box. Couldn't quite lift the cross over the defender to find him. Ince. Now Bruce. And on it goes. Mark Bright tries to apply the pressure to Ince. He was quite happy to go back just to keep possession. And Sheffield Wednesday can't get hold of the ball. Schmeichel changes the emphasis. Pearce with the clearance, and that's a foul by Ince on Palmer. 2 England teammates, although at the moment, of course, Palmer not selected in Terry Venable's first England squad. Bart Williams has crossed over to the right now to try and cause a few problems. He gets it back again. Irwin knocking it long, looking for Giggs. Nielsen wins it back and finds High. Good looking ball towards Bright. Might have done better there, Mark Bright. Scored in the league game here against Manchester United in October when United won 3-2.
Yeah, it's surprising. This is probably one of the few teams that could cause Man United problems in the air, but he's still a long way out there. He's around about the penalty spot, and it would have took a really good header to beat Schmeichel from there.
Manchester United leading with just about any set of statistics you care to look at the moment. And Hyde has gifted the ball back to them again. Interception finally by Walker, and now Palmer to Bright. Hyde looks for Palmer. Parker just did enough to knock him off the ball, but he has conceded the free kick. It's the signal for the two big defenders, Pearce and Coleman, to go forward and try and cause some problems there for Schmeichel. Sinton will take the free kick. Palmer is also in the box. 6 Wednesday players in a line. But almost inevitably, it's a United man, Bruce, who meets it first. That's the way this game's going at the moment. And here goes Giggs. He's got Kanchelskis up in support as well, and slips it through to him. Well, he had to work hard there, Walker, to keep it away from Kanchelskis. And they've got on with it already. That's a goal kick.
Another terrific run there from Ryan Giggs, and just the final ball could have done with a bit more pace on. He started in his own half. He's got Nielsen on backing off, and then he knocks the ball. If he'd have just put a bit more pace on it, or had it been anybody else but Des Walker, who is quick, there could have been 3 down.
Bright's header on, finds Hurst. Can Sheffield Wednesday get that goal they need here before half-time? Sinton's cross is a useful one. Touched away by Palmer. Irwin gets it clear then, and now Nielsen. He's rather lucky to get that back off Irwin. Keane denying him any room. Slides it through to Hyde. Schmeichel with a brave save, comes back again to Hyde, and it's in! Sheffield Wednesday have got a goal back. Hurst right on the line as Hyde somehow got it in from an acute angle. And with 12 minutes to go to half-time, that might put a different complexion on things.
It gets a deflection here. Hyde's looking to drive it across. First, Schmeichel drops it with Bright going in, and then this, I think it's hit someone, and it's in the net before Hurst gets a touch on it. But it all started with Nielsen in the corner, but he's waiting. It's a great ball in, difficult to defend. Schmeichel's let it go, and I think it's slight deflection, but it's already in the time the two of them arrive in the net. Whichever one of these sides goes on to play Aston Villa at Wembley, you know you're assured of a great Coca-Cola Cup final. But from the sake of the game, I felt for 1 minute like Man United were going to run out maybe 5-6 goals here, because it was difficult for Wednesday. But now, you get the feeling these 10 minutes before half-time are critical for Man United. Every single player's back behind the ball now.
Free kick for a foul by Keane. A decent one too. Coleman and Pearce both getting up for it. It comes to Sinton. It's a good cross. Well, it went over, but it was in flight for a long time, and Schmeichel telling his defenders, calm down, and that's an encouraging sign for Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, it's a great piece of skill. If it had been on his right foot, I think he would have delivered it slightly better. But he's got 2 good feet, and he'll be disappointed with the end product. But again, just a switch of Bart Williams and Sinton has just changed the shape of the game a little bit, and I think that's been a good move for Sheffield Wednesday.
I wonder if United will complain that Mark Bright knocked the ball out of Schmeichel's hands there. Certainly that shot confirmed that Hurst's touch was after the ball had crossed the line, but that's academic now. Long way to go though. 8 minutes of the first half for a start. That was a good clearance there by Pearce, because Kanchelskis would have been through otherwise. Now Bart Williams. Irwin pressurising him.
think the only thing that's certain about this game is we won't be seeing penalties like we did last Sunday with the Aston Villa Tranmere. Now we know that the certainty that it won't be decided on penalties, which a lot of people will be pleased about.
Mark Williams. Good interception by Keane. And he finds Hughes. Good effort! Oh my word! Just as you think Manchester United are rocking, they come back with another goal. 7 minutes to go to half-time, and Mark Hughes has restored their advantage.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Kevin Pressman there. I mean, he'll be the first to admit that he should have stopped this. But again, you just can't keep these people down. Looks like he's going to shoot, plays the ball to Mark Hughes. He's got so much space, but really, that's gone right under the goalkeeper. He's had a great season for him, but he'll be disappointed with conceding that one.
Mark Hughes gets his 14th goal of the season, his third in the Coca-Cola Cup, and that brief revival by Sheffield Wednesday is on the back burner again. Well, that really is awful news for Sheffield Wednesday. Just as their hopes had been raised, they were just as quickly dashed. They now trail by 3 goals to 1 on the night, 4-1 on aggregate, and their goalkeeper will be mortified with that mistake.
Yeah, he won't win goal of the season, but you try telling Alex Ferguson and Man United that. It came just at the right time for them.
Pearce looking for Hurst. It's almost demoralising for the opposition the way Manchester United appear to deal so comfortably with opposition attacks and then go forward so effectively. Parker is down injured at the moment. That's why Manchester United's players have decided to knock it out of play.
This is the other thing that where Manchester United had the little bit of luck that you need this year, and it's amazing how often it happens. When you're playing well, when you're winning games, you don't get injuries. I think he just he gets a knock here. Is it in the face? Yeah. He's up against Hurst. He's given away a few pounds and a fair few inches in height there, but he is another strong lad. But they really are a terrific bunch of professionals, and it's not just the players he's got on the field, as we keep saying. No Cantona, in comes Leclerc. They've got Robson on the bench. They've got terrific strength in depth. They haven't even seen anything sharp. So I think he'll have to go to his dentist this week.
Yeah, he got a right crack in the mouth there from Hurst. He's holding the sponge, and with half-time approaching, and indeed half-time has arrived now, he can have treatment in the dressing room. It'll be a happy Manchester United dressing room right enough. They lead at half-time here by 3 goals to 1.
We're not renowned really for our quick starts in games. I must say this. I'm always on to him about that. I said, you know, you are allowed to score as early as the first minute if you like. There's no law saying you can't. But for some reason, we always seem to take our time. But it was a great start, 2 goals in 10 minutes. And that set us up. And it was a really good professional performance. The preparation was brilliant. You could see they were mentally tuned in. Everyone wanted the ball. And the energy they spent up and down the pitch made sure it was a real cup tie type game for Sheffield, made it difficult for them.
Well, Paul Parker gets his first kick of the second half, and he got a crack in the face, of course, just before half-time. I understand from the dressing room they've inserted a couple of stitches in that mouth wound, and obviously he's okay to continue. Straight onto the defensive as Nielsen goes forward for Sheffield Wednesday and finds young Bart Williams. Palmer into the box. It's a good layoff by Bright. Nielsen's cross, very deliberate, but Parker was underneath it. Comes then to Hyde. Hurst tried something spectacular and it didn't come off. Manchester United had enjoyed 7 successive wins before their draw at West Ham on Saturday. The lead the Premiership by 7 points. They're in the FA Cup quarter-finals, where they have a home tie as well against opposition from a lower division. Can anyone stop United's march on an historic treble? They've stopped Hurst in full track there, and Sheffield Wednesday have a free kick. Coleman. A great scream for a foul then from the Sheffield Wednesday fans packed behind that goal, but they've got it back anyway with Hyde. Ince takes it off him. And for once, Manchester United penned in their own half. Sinton. And again. Was that handball? Again, great cries from the crowd. The referee unimpressed. Palmer. Nielsen. And United break clear. Not quite the ball that Leclerc was looking for, though, to release Keane.
So dangerous now for Wednesday, but what else can they do? I mean, you said they're penned in their own half. That's when I think most of the time that they are at the most dangerous, because they break with such pace and they're so direct.
Yes, I think we can say to anyone thinking of nipping down to the local, don't do so yet. There's plenty left in this game, because with Sheffield Wednesday having to pull people forward here, I'm quite sure we're going to see some more goals.
Yeah, and the other thing that's really worth mentioning is that Man United, they're not the sort of team to just shut up shop. They don't know how to, really. It's not their style, it's not the way they've been brought up. So, from that point of view, they'll still be looking to increase this lead.
Hyde for Sheffield Wednesday, who trail 3-1 on the night. Good looking ball for Bright. Palmer rather, Bright was in the box. Palmer wins the corner off Irwin.
He's a genuine lad, is Carlton Palmer. I know he's been left out in the England squad, and I think a lot of people maybe won't be that surprised, but he certainly gives everything he's got. I've seen him play centre forward from this year. He's not a centre forward, but my, did he ever go at it.
It's a decent looking cross by Bart Williams. Can Sinton do the same from the left flank? He can. Palmer gets up well. Unlucky. But it has fired up the crowd, the way Sheffield Wednesday have started this second half.
This is a great cross in, and he gets there, but look at Pallister, and there's Ince in there, and he just couldn't direct it down. But a terrific ball, again with his left foot from Sinton, and he's looked a much better player since he switched sides, coming in or going out.
Look back at an earlier incident when there was a great cry from the crowd for a penalty. Was that suggestion of handball? Anyway, players gone on to the other end, and Pressman with a timely catch.
Well, 16,000 people behind that goal surely can't be wrong, or can they? They've all got blue and white on. It didn't look enough to justify a penalty to me from what we saw there.
Pallister battling away there. Bright gets the shot in. Palmer almost onto the loose ball. And Schmeichel not too happy with the challenge that Palmer made. I think it's fair to say Schmeichel in his time in England has picked up a bit of dressing room English and knew exactly what to say to Carlton Palmer then. When they beat Manchester United in 1991, it was their first major trophy for 56 years. They also won promotion, of course, that season. A little bit of check going on here, I think. Hurst involved. Irwin trying to tell the linesman to keep an eye on things. Temper's getting a bit frayed. Walker wins it back, but straight to Bruce. Sinton. Hyde. And now Nielsen. Pearce took a risk there with Hughes close to him. Bart Williams. Sinton. Good challenge from Ince. And a good ball, lovely flick from Hughes to Keane. Beautiful layoff it was. And Keane goes for the heart of the Wednesday defence. And he's still there. Great jackal by Walker. Superb defending from Des Walker.
That's why he's still in the England squad. If there's one man you want in that situation, when you're 1 against 1, and even backtracking, it's this man, because he's got incredible pace. And I mean, Keane's not the slowest, but you never felt he was going to win that race.
Manchester United have got a free kick out on the right, which Giggs will take. Bruce has come forward for it. Pallister stayed on the halfway line. Pressman very safe this time. Took over from England's Chris Woods, of course, following, in fact, United's 3-2 win here in October, and he's been in goal for Wednesday ever since. He would be the first to admit he's not had the best of nights tonight. Mark Williams charging down McClare's clearance. Nielsen. Cleared by Bruce, only as far as Coleman. Sinton with Parker. It's good running by Sinton, and he lofts the cross in towards Bright, cleared by Pallister as far as Hyde. This is Nielsen. Mark Williams. There's a Sheffield Wednesday player lying injured on the goal line, out on their left flank. I think it's Andy Sinton.
It's Andy Sinton. He crossed that, and a lot of the Wednesday fans were disappointed or thinking it was a late challenge. And I think
well, players come to a halt because Manchester United have got a free kick, with all the Wednesday fans furious still about the challenge that floored Sinton. I have to say I didn't see it myself. Did you, Kevin?
No, I didn't, because like everyone else I was watching the ball, and I think the referee was as well. But obviously, again, 14,000 whatever is behind that goal saw it, and they thought it was a bad challenge.
Of course, he got that crack as well in the first half, Sinton as well. Here's McClare for United. Kanchelskis with the layoff. Parker. The boos are all about that incident with Sinton. Parker. Hughes to Ince. The chorus of boos every time a Manchester United player gets possession. And Kanchelskis takes on Coleman. Palmer doing well to win it back. Terrific long ball, but Irwin has read it well. Sinton is still off the pitch there. You probably just see him at the top of the picture. He's just limping back on now. Limping is the operative word at the moment. Looks in trouble again. Ince, meanwhile, for Manchester United. Hughes and McClare ahead of him. This looks dangerous. It's a great run by Ince. Giggs. Well, you can't touch Giggs in the box like that. They had to let him make his own mind up, and he's won a corner.
Yeah, he's a difficult one to mark, but Nielsen's done it as well as anybody, I think. You know, I know he made a mistake in the first leg, but they're going to miss him here at Sheffield Wednesday, because fullbacks of his quality, you know, don't just grow on trees.
Corner kick. Giggs takes it, and Keane met it on the near post, but didn't quite get the angle. Giggs again. Oh, that's brilliant play. Well, if he could have provided the cross to match the run, that would have been quite something.
I don't think any other player, certainly in Great Britain, could have got along this line the way he did, with the amount of space that Mark Williams allowed him, because he's going nowhere. Look, but this is just terrific, and it's a shame his final ball wasn't a little bit better.
Remember, it's Sheffield Wednesday 1, Manchester United 3, 4-1 on aggregate to Manchester United. They're playing for a place in the Coca-Cola Cup final against Aston Villa. Keane. Irwin, and now Giggs. Manchester United fans at that end rise to applaud the, well, brilliance is no other word of Mr. Giggs. Watson goes in, almost got his first touch. Irwin got there ahead of him though. Now Hughes. McClare. It's a good run, and he measures it out to Parker on the right. Back to Kanchelskis. Lines up the shot for Ince. Wasn't a bad effort.
Yeah, he waited, took his time. He's not his best foot, his left foot, but he's still got quite a good strike on it. With Watson coming on now, Alan, I mean, he's not a naturally wide player, so you're going to see more or less a three-pronged attack that's fairly central from Sheffield Wednesday. They may get a bit of joy from that, because one of the full-backs will have to come in.
Irwin winning it back superbly, and that's a good ball to release Giggs. Kanchelskis is sprinting into the penalty area far side, but Giggs might fancy a solo run here. You can't call a player as good as him greedy, but the word did leap to mind there, Kevin.
No, I think he did the right thing. The only problem he had at the end of the run, of course, he ended up on his weaker foot. But even he will be disappointed not to attack. When he runs with the ball is absolutely no problem to him. He's in complete control, and unfortunately, it's his right foot. He'll be disappointed with the finish, but delighted with the run.
That's a goal kick. Of course, the other thing about Manchester United, with their wealth, Kevin, and their huge support, and the fact that they apparently have some of the best youth players in the country. I know you'll disagree, and so will every other manager in the Premiership, but it is possible to see them, you know, going on and kind of continuing this success for quite a few years, isn't it?
Oh yeah, as I said before, they're setting the standards that we've all got to try and reach, and they're setting tremendous standards. They have got a terrific youth side, got beat by Leeds in the final of that, so you can assume that they've got as good as anybody, if not better. They've also got probably 3 or 4 million to spend at least on 1 or 2 players should Alex Ferguson decide that that's what they need. I think the only thing is that Howard Wilkinson tried it at Leeds and it didn't quite work. They've got to be the right players.
Kanchelskis the right player for them at the moment, and he pulls it back to Giggs. Well, he could have been ordering his Wembley suit tomorrow morning if he put that one in. I somehow think he'll be down the tail as soon anyway.
Again, it's a great move. It's Kanchelskis who gets him behind. He delivers a super ball. It's never easy when the ball's coming back, especially it bobbled up just before he hit it, and it's on his right foot. But again, he'll be disappointed in the target.
Well, Manchester United have waited a long time, it's fair to say, 26 years, to lift the league title, which is the ultimate prize, of course. In that time, they saw Liverpool in particular, their arch rivals, winning title after title. They've still got to do that. They've still got to go and retain the championship and then win it again and again and again, like Liverpool did, to be regarded in the same light as the great teams from Anfield. But they're showing all the signs of being capable of doing just that.
Yeah, they've also got to go and win that European Cup, because that's what Liverpool did as well on numerous occasions. And so all the time, people will be setting them targets, which will be difficult for them to achieve, but by no means impossible with the talent they've got at their disposal.
Strangely enough, of all the things Liverpool achieved over the years, this domestic treble is something they never managed. Manchester United haven't yet, but they're a vital step closer to it tonight. They are in the final, surely. Parker finding McClare. He's got Hughes and Giggs in the box. Hughes! They can order the Wembley suits now, all right. And they can start looking for tickets. Manchester United are going back to Wembley to meet Aston Villa in the Coca-Cola Cup final.
And that's another great ball from McClare there. He was given a lot of time, but he's come in for Cantona, and this is the sort of thing Cantona was doing and we were raving about. Terrific finish from Mark Hughes, just keeping the ball down, hitting the target. And I'm delighted he's got a goal, because he's worked his socks off tonight for Manchester United. A little lesson maybe there for Giggs. That's not Mark Hughes' best foot, but he kept the ball down and he kept his eye on it. And just little lessons for him to learn, because he's young enough to learn an awful lot more yet.
5-1 the aggregate score now, 4-1 tonight. 2 goals for Mark Hughes, bringing his total for the season to 15, 4 of them in this competition. Here comes Bart Williams. One final run perhaps for Sheffield Wednesday, and it's a good run too, and it should have been a goal at the end of it. Marked right from point-blank range, with Manchester United's defenders all appealing for offside, could only hit the ball against Schmeichel. That could have been a late moment of joy. No, it's pretty immaterial for Sheffield Wednesday. Parker for United. 3 minutes remaining. A couple of party pieces still up United's sleeve, perhaps. Giggs in possession. Hughes looking for Giggs again and finding it. Leclerc joining the attack. Irwin spreads it to Ince.
The two managers now, Alan. One will want it over as quick as possible. That one will be Trevor Francis. Alex Ferguson could watch this all night.
Leclerc tries the shot, which deflects to Giggs. And there he goes again, nipping into the space. A little bit of a trick on the ball. And a great little volleyed pass to Ince, who loses out to Carlton Palmer. Watson. Well played. Hurst tried to reverse the little ball to the hard-working Hyde.
This last goal, I think, was a terrific ball from McClare. And Hughes keeps his head down, keeps it on target, and it won't win goal of the season again, but it was a great finish.
Thousands and thousands of Sheffield Wednesday supporters have caught the early bus home. And in truth, this game was virtually over in that first 20 minutes when Manchester United scored twice. Hyde's goal gave a very brief glimpse of hope to Sheffield Wednesday, but that's all it was.
Alan, I've never seen the stadium empty so much before, but it is over for them. But they've no need to be ashamed. They put up a good fight. They had to climb a massive mountain after conceding those two early goals. But the one thing Trevor Francis has had from the Sheffield Wednesday players is plenty of effort. Probably the thing that's been lacking is a little bit of finesse and invention at the end of some moves. But it's certainly 100% effort from everybody, and they can take great pride from actually getting this far in the competition.
Yes, that's absolutely right, and it's fair to say that quite a lot of teams would not have lived with Manchester United tonight. It's all over. The final score is Sheffield Wednesday 1, Manchester United 4, 5-1 to Giggs' boys on aggregate. Mark Hughes got 2 of those goals, McClare and Kanchelskis the others. Alex Ferguson, who's won a major trophy now for United and their adoring fans in each of the last 4 seasons, has at least now one very, very good chance of another trophy to add to that impressive list.
We got to a great start, Chalky scores in the first couple of minutes. His record here is unbelievable, Sheffield. He scores every time he comes. So I was delighted he got to start for terrific.
Well, it was a bit of a different role, really, the way that we played the game tactically. We decided to play 3 in the midfield a little bit, but obviously giving myself and Roy a lot of freedom to go forward. But I mean, we got the start that we couldn't have anticipated at all.
When we got them to Old Trafford, it was after the League Cup games, and it was one of these performances that we have produced time and time again this season, but everyone was in song. We won 5-0, and well, the highlight to me was Mark Hughes' goal. He had an incredible half volley from 35 yards or something. There's no goalkeeper in the world that saved it.
Schmeichel looking for a bit of help on the halfway line as he delivers his usual massive kick. Cantona's header. Pearce away. Pearce again. Cantona, a little bit of head tennis with Ince, who continues his run through, but that's a wasted chance. Couple of players down. The referee waves play on. And this is the dash and panache of the man they call the Bartman, Chris Bart Williams. Stinton with a shot, which really doesn't trouble Peter Schmeichel. A dive just in case anyway. A warning of what could be to come from this depleted Sheffield Wednesday side. Stinton never really had a sniff of the target there. Well, Nielsen, meanwhile at the other end of the field, went down under a heavy tackle. Trevor Francis considering bringing him off. Doesn't really have much protection for defenders on the bench. Nigel Jemson and Gordon Watson, two strikers, and I think Nielsen's going to have to go through the pain barrier and carry on. So going to the sidelines for a touch of treatment anyway. For the moment, Sheffield Wednesday going to be down to 10 men. Mark Hughes coming back and stealing the ball for Manchester United. To Phil King, left-footed cross. Nielsen's back on the field for Sheffield Wednesday. They've got their full complement of players again. And they may need him now. That is Nielsen. Plays it through to King. Palestrin with a challenge. Keane helps out. Now Parker. A little sense of excitement as Eric Cantona gets the ball. What can he create for Manchester United? Well, he spots a gap and Ryan Giggs dashes through there, draws the goalkeeper. Can he finish it? Yes, he can. Just under a quarter of an hour gone and Manchester United a goal up. Ryan Giggs getting on the end of a superb pass by Eric Cantona. Maybe they were lacking the pace of Nielsen there, who's still struggling from that injury. No doubting the class of the finish from the young Welshman. Des Walker nowhere to be seen when that goal was scored. The cries of Championi ring around Old Trafford. They're going for a quick second. Here's Giggs again. They're lining up in the centre. Not a great cross though from Ryan Giggs. Quite the deadliness of the goal of a moment ago. To Hughes. Wow! What a goal from Mark Hughes. Seeing that there was nothing on there from 30 yards, he deserves the salute from the fans. Look at this, a Mark Hughes special, a thunderbolt. Pressman got his fingertips to this, but there isn't a goalkeeper in the world who could stop the power from Hughes. Fantastic goal. About that one for a long time. 2 goals in 2 minutes for Manchester United. Giggs and Hughes the scorers. It's the Welsh connection. Hughes again to Paul Parker. Chelskis has seen a great deal of the ball. Finds Ince with that pass, and Ince finds the corner of the net. 3-0. Well, no doubts about the winners in this game. And poor old Kevin Pressman seeing red. Red shirts everywhere he looked. It wasn't a great cross from Kanchelskis. A lovely little swivel from Paul Ince. But he had the accuracy, if not the power to beat Kevin Pressman, and it's 3-0. Trevor Francis maybe regretting not bringing Roland Nielsen off a little bit earlier. Yeah, he's in that rather lacklustre defence. On comes a forward in Gordon Watson. Maybe it's too late though. Header. Comes forward from midfield. Keane helping out and Schmeichel whacks it forward. Pearce underneath. Ryan Giggs. We've seen no effects of the flu he's supposed to be suffering from. He's literally flying. Flew past the defender there and Mark Hughes tried a diving header and possibly the left hook would have done. This is supposedly Giggs when he's not 100%. What a player. Great cross. Hughes couldn't get his second of the game. looks back on that, and I think he'll regret putting his nose to the ground. Sheffield Wednesday really struggling, a depleted side. No Waddle, no Hurst, no Sheridan Worthington or Carlton Palmer. That could be their excuse. One of their brighter players has been Sinton. He's on the ball now. Mark Williams, who's been on the verge of the England squad, getting stuck in there as well. There is Williams. 1-2 and a shot from King, but what a save from Schmeichel. Well, he hasn't been tested in the first half, but the big Dane shows that he's alert and the shot does come in on goal. Indeed, it was Watson who had the shot. A substitute trying to chip Schmeichel, but a spectacular save. Cantona again, applause whenever he gets the ball. Paul Parker getting forward at every given opportunity. Keane whips it in there, just a yard too far in front of Eric Cantona, who started off that whole move, almost finished it. Appeal for handball, very half-hearted though, and a good clearance, only as far as it's now Hughes. No space in the world to work in. Parker gets forward again. Cantona thought, I think, then about a Mark Hughes overhead kick. Watson, the Wednesday substitute, has been a source of inspiration for them, and they're desperately lacking that as Pallister intervenes. Now Cantona, they've left him alone. That's a big mistake. A big mistake. Completes the first half route. Just under 45 minutes gone, and the first half has belonged to Manchester United and Eric Cantona. A great finish, a cool head in a hot situation. It's Manchester United 4, Sheffield Wednesday 0. They don't know what's hit them. Well, I just wonder what Trevor Francis could say to his players at half-time. 4 goals down and having to come out into Arctic conditions. And this man on top form, Cantona, great pass. Ince just slips on a very difficult surface, and that could have been 5. Cantona again, beautiful vision. He seems to be 2 thoughts ahead of the rest of the players. He was just a step ahead of Paul Ince. Ince takes the ball off Keane and gives it to Kanchelskis. Paul Parker had a real attacking role for United tonight. Hughes. Why to substitute Brian McClare, coming on for Ryan Giggs at half-time. There's the overlap from Irwin, away by Pearce. United having to rear just slightly. Still orchestrating events is Eric Cantona. 30-yard pass. Manchester United just enjoying keeping possession. Every pass greeted with a loud cheer. Sheffield Wednesday chasing their tails, they just can't get hold of the ball. Parker inside to Ince, to Cantona. Is there something on here? Yes, there is! A 5th goal, a brilliant goal. All started about 10 passes back by Eric Cantona, and he scores his 2nd goal of the game. United's 5th, with 55 minutes on the clock, but a lovely little swivel of the hips and a swerve with the left foot. Sheffield Wednesday players want to hear the tannoy announcement of that goal. They'd love to get on the score sheet themselves. It's only 2 weeks since they were beaten 4-1 in the Coca-Cola Cup by Manchester United. Taking the ball well away from Schmeichel. Those sticky gloves hang on to it again, and he's a perfectionist. He'll want a clean sheet tonight. Flings the ball out wide. Clare does well to keep it in. Clare keeps going, maybe he's got an eye for goal himself. Now Kanchelskis, right across the 6-yard box, and Pearce keeps battling on, despite being a little bit war-weary. A few problems with the corner flag for Andrei Kanchelskis, but he's settled it down now. Little wind around Old Trafford. just bitterly cold. Great save by Pressman. In different conditions, I'm sure Paul Ince would have argued that one had gone over the line. They may just have to settle for the 5. Ince coming in late, a good powerful header from the England midfielder and a good save by Kevin Pressman. Mark Williams cut out by Pallister. It's beginning to snow now. Cross in, blocked by Cantona. He's everywhere that Sheffield Wednesday look. Coleman's cross. Little header from Watson. And the obligatory save. Mark Williams starting that move. It was Bright with a header. Manchester United content just to settle the game down and play out time. The 43,000 crowd are leaving though. They want more. Baying for goals, which could be so important at the end of the season. We're placing the cross and Hughes can't get the 6th. It's the 1 goal on the night for Mark Hughes, the 2nd of the 5 and almost a Sparky special. Cantona now in the right back role. To Keane. Red shirts breaking left, right and centre. There's Ryan Robson on the far post, doesn't quite reach him though. Sheffield Wednesday 6s and 7s, even Bart Williams back helping out in defence, but not a great deal of help. Irwin can't get through there. Hughes thinks about the shot. Paul Ince comes through, and again Pressman stops him scoring. The danger's still not over. Aylward flicks it in at the top of the crossbar. Dennis Irwin close to scoring the 6th, but even closer was Paul Ince with a stinging shot, which Pressman was just happy to get in the way of. It broke to Irwin. He went for a Cantona type chip, which clipped the top of the woodwork, but it stays at 5. Mark Williams, no inspiration, no help. Plenty of inspiration for United from Cantona and Hughes. And McClare, can the substitute score? It's on his left foot, thinks about it, just maybe a little bit too long, and it allowed Pressman to close the angle down. And a good run from McClare in midfield. Pallister is in a quiet evening. Oh, look at that. A cheek. And all the will in the world. Takes 2 defenders to stop him, and even then it's not satisfactory. And Cantona are enjoying every moment of this. The crowd love him, and he loves them. And he wants to take the ball home with him. He's even acting as ball boy now. And there we go. Manchester United have beaten Sheffield Wednesday by 5 goals to 0. It was all over as early as the 21st minute. Alex Ferguson consoles Trevor Francis, who's probably going to have a real go at his team, but there's no stopping Eric Cantona, the man who was actually overlooked once by Sheffield Wednesday. He's torn them apart, and the goal as well for Mark Hughes. 38 goals between the 2 of them this season.
Thinking behind that was Eric just knocked it off to me, and I took a touch on it, and I thought I was aware that Des Walker was breathing down my neck, so and he's quite quick. So I thought, well, I better hit this quite early. So I didn't realise at the time how far I was, but they usually go over. But thankfully this time I went in.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed those videos and those goals and great games. So when the next video comes out, I'm sure you're going to enjoy them again. See you.